video. It's been a little while since I've pre-recorded a video. I've just been doing streams quite a lot. But hey guys, it's your boy ojaysam back again with another video today with the Premier League starting in less than a week. I mean, I've missed football. It's been like, what, 2 months since the Premier League hasn't been back, has left us, and now it's back again. It's probably one of the shortest breaks we've had from football, but it's felt like forever. I'm going to be predicting the Premier League table for the 2021 season, from 20th all the way to the winners of the Premier League. I'm going to hopefully predict them. Hopefully all my predictions are right, and if they are, feel free to ask me for lottery numbers, because why the hell not? We're going to be predicting the top 4 leagues, so the League and Serie A, Bundesliga and La Liga, and then waiting for the train. Then we are also going to be predicting the Europa League, Champions League, League Cup and FA Cup winners as well. Disclaimer, I'm most likely going to get a lot of these wrong. So if your team is in any of these predictions, or you think my predictions are completely wrong, they most likely are going to be. You know, you guys down there in the comment section below, before obviously you do, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to the channel as well if you guys are new to it. We're trying to hit 600 subscribers, and obviously the main goal is to try and hit 1,000 subscribers. But let's get into the predictions. 20th, I am going to say West Bromwich Albion. Reason, it's pretty easy. The promoted side, 9 times out of 10, at least one promoted side gets relegated. You know, last year was obviously Norwich. This year, one of them is going to be West Brom. There's another one that I predict as well, but West Brom haven't really made that many transfers as well. Obviously, that doesn't always correlate to bad performances, as we've seen in recent years, but I just don't think they have the squad to actually, you know, go further and stay up, in my opinion. That's just my opinion anyway. 19th, we're going to go with Fulham. Fulham are kind of one of those clubs that, in recent years, they do struggle. You know, they go up and then they go back down again. And with Scott Parker being the manager, I think maybe a lack of experience might be his downfall. You know, somewhat luckily, they actually managed to beat Brentford, you know, with their Brentford's goalkeeper having an absolute howler. But I don't know. Obviously, last time Fulham tried the tactic of spending a lot of money. I'm not really too sure what they've signed this summer, to be honest. Obviously, there's still a month to go, but I'm going to go them for 19th to get relegated. Number 18th in the league is going to be Aston Villa. They just scraped it last season, and I just see them getting relegated. I think they still need a lot in their team. I think they had a big transfer window, obviously, last season, but that was mainly because they had so many gaps to fill from, you know, all their outgoings. And it's the same thing this season. Even though they haven't had as many outgoings, I think they still have a lot to fully compete in the Premier League. I know, obviously, that's also, if Grealish goes, they're 100% going down, and I'll put them down at 20th. But if Grealish is staying there, they've got somewhat of a fighting chance, but I don't think the fight will be enough, and Grealish will probably end up leaving in the summer. 17th, I'm going to say Crystal Palace. It's exciting, but a bit worrying. Obviously, at the end of the season, Zaha was meant to leave. I don't know whether he is going to leave or not. If he doesn't, which I do suspect he will, if he doesn't, that combination with Etsy and Zaha is going to be interesting. But they had a good run towards the end, and Jordan, if Andrea, you can keep up his form. Is it Andrea or Jordan? I always forget. One of the Ayew brothers, anyway. If he keeps up his form, then it might do a bit better than what I predicted, but I'm going to go with 17th. 16th, West Ham. West Ham are one of those clubs. It's a weird one. They never get relegated, but they're in and about mid-table and relegation zone. So I don't see them. This is not the worst team they've had, and it's by far not the best team they've had. So they've got decent players. They've got Soucek, and if Soucek or whatever his name is, Mikel Antonio, if he still carries over the form that he had towards the end of the season, then that could be good for them. But I'm still going to go in for 16th. They've got David Moyes as manager. They're fairly inconsistent. I can see them making a few biggish signings, and them not really doing well. Them with transfers, you can't really trust them. So I'm going to go with 16th. 15th is Brighton. I'm kind of giving them like the Bournemouth syndrome kind of thing, where I do suspect them to play a nicest brand of football. Neil Maupay to obviously headline their team, and it also depends if I think Dunk and Duffy are both staying. I'm not sure about Duffy, but I know Dunk is anyway. I don't know. I just don't think they will. They're kind of, again, another team that they don't really do spectacularly well, but again, they don't do horrifically bad. So I'll put them at 15th just because. 14th, Newcastle United. I would have put them higher if obviously the Saudi bid did go through, but looking in hindsight, they made a few decent signings. Obviously, today they signed Callum Wilson, they signed Ryan Fraser. I believe they're also going to be signing Jamal Lewis, who was a player that Liverpool were looking at. So they've got a few decent players. Spent a little bit of money. Bit surprising when Mike Ashley's at the realm. They've got a striker to replace Joel Linton, who's been an absolute flop. They've got a good left back now, and they've also who else was the other player? Fraser, who's a brilliant winger to accompany Saint-Maximin. So they've obviously got John Joe Shelby in midfield. They've got a decent team. Obviously, Steve Bruce isn't going to be a manager that's going to bring him, for me, into the top 10. And my question is what would have happened if they kept Rafa and actually gave him those funds? That's just my opinion. But 13th, returning back from the Premier League, Leeds United. Obviously, with COVID, they're not going to have the fans. They're not going to have the support that they would most likely have after being 16 years not being in the Premier League. They're obviously going to be spending big. They've already spent big on Rodrigo. I don't really think he's going to have the best season, in my opinion. I'm happy to be wrong. But again, it's better than Patrick Bamford. And they're going to try and do the best they can, obviously, with them not being in the Premier League for about 16 years. They can't go back down. Like, they just physically can't. And I see them having a decent summer. They've got good owners. I can see them spending quite a bit, especially this month. I see them making a few signings here and there. So I'm going to put them 13th. Yeah. 12th, I'm going with Burnley. Burnley again. Brexit United. Like, I want these guys to get relegated. I'm sorry if you guys are Burnley fans, but I want you guys to get relegated. However, I know if I put you guys as relegated, you ain't going to get relegated. So if reverse psychology can work, can you 11th, Sheffield United. This one breaks my heart. Generally speaking, this one breaks my heart, this prediction, because Sheffield United were, for me, like that, their season was amazing last season. I just don't see them reaching the heights that they did last season. For many reasons. They haven't really reinforced their team. They had a few, problems with it. Defensively, they were sound, in my opinion. I just think in attack, they needed a bit more mobility, a bit more pace. They play nice football. So I think if they had a bit more pace out wide and maybe a better striker, because, they were operating with McGoldbridge and Billy Sharp. Am I missing anyone? I'm not too sure. But, bro, like, you're dealing with someone that looks like the guy from SpongeBob, the movie. I'll put a picture there. Train again. And then you've got Billy Sharp, who's like 55 or something. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I think their team overall is good, but I just see them definitely dropping off, which is why I put them down at 11th. Now, 10th, Leicester. Oh, now, everyone, yes, I know. This one's a little bit mad. I know. Leicester last season literally missed out on the top 4 by, like, literally until the last day. They lost to United and then were, in a Champions League spot since, 2019. Yeah, they were there for ages. I know. Before anybody says, oh, well, yeah, but Leicester, they got Maddison on new contract, Tielemans, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know all of this. But having known Brendan Rodgers firsthand, as you guys can tell from this lovely top, this is the team I support. In 2020, Leicester have been going on relegation form. And now, I don't think they're going to get relegated by all means. I think they're going to pick up their form somewhat, but it's not going to be anywhere near the level that they need to actually get into the Champions League or even the Europa League, in my opinion. And we've also got to take in consideration that they have qualified for the Europa League. So that's going to take a massive toll on them, because Europa League's, in my opinion, if you're a mid-table side, you don't have a team with insane depth, most of the time it does take a toll on the season. So that is the reason why I have Leicester down at 10th. That's probably one of my wildest, there's a few wild predictions there at the top, but that's one of the first wild ones in my opinion. 9th, I have Wolves. Yeah, this one kind of somewhat contradicts, but also somewhat relates. It's kind of a bit of both to what I was saying about Leicester with them having Europa League. Wolves, I believe, don't have Europa League because Arsenal won the FA Cup. So they don't have Europa League, to my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section below. However, I believe Wolves had one of the longest seasons last year. Wolves played, they had a season which was over a year long. And the Premier League, it's been a relatively short break. There's been, 2 months? And some players, especially from, the Portuguese national team, are going to be going to international duty. They're going to be coming back. But obviously, I just think they're going to be fairly tired this season. Obviously, them not having, any European competitions might actually benefit them and put them higher up. But personally, I think they're going to be 9th. Reason being, they're kind of going to be worn out from last season. That's just my opinion. 8th, Southampton. It's crazy to think how Southampton, after losing 9-0 to Leicester, this season I have them higher placed than Leicester. It's crazy to think. Ralph Hasenhuttl, who is a manager I do like, has been doing an incredible job since then. Danny Ings has been firing all cylinders. And if he can carry on that form, then they've always got an outlet. They're always going to be dangerous. They've also got, they've brought in Kyle Walker-Peters. Again, big player, but then obviously they have lost Højbjerg. But Kyle Walker-Peters is going to be a good addition to them at right back. The team's very good. That's what I'm trying to get at. They've brought in a few players. I think they've been brought in 2. I can't remember the other one. But their team's good. They've been in good form since the turn of the year. Literally the complete contrast to Leicester. And that's why I predict them to finish 8th. This may sound a little bit mad. They probably won't finish 8th, but I've got them down in 8th. 7th is Everton. This one, I don't know, because Everton always do this. They always sign a lot of good players, and they always don't do well. Well, they rarely do well, I should say. And they always they normally win the transfer window and they never do well. They always finish mid-table or whatever. There's something about this Everton team. The fact that they've got Carlo Ancelotti at the realm. The fact that they're actually, bolstering their midfield with apparently they're going to get, I think they've got Alan. They're going to get James Rodriguez, Decore as well. They're probably going to sign a load of other players because the Everton owners, they love spending money. I wish my owners were like that as well. But let's just... 6th. Arsenal. Yeah. Arsenal in the comments. Yep, I'm sorry. I'm just saying, the top 6 for me was the most difficult choice because I think it's all a little bit mad. But 6th, I'm going with Arsenal. I do think they're in a good position. I do think Arsenal are going towards a positive trajectory regarding their transfers. And the way they've been moving. They brought in William, which is going to be good, with Pepe, Aubameyang and Lacazette. Don't get me wrong. Arsenal are doing very well. They've obviously won the FA Cup and the Community Shield in their last 2 games. Mikel Arteta has rejuvenised his team. I think there's a few things. Obviously, Arsenal fans are going to be in this state of euphoria, as they always are. This mad hype train, as if Mikel Arteta is the next coming of Christ. I'm hoping they don't do that, because I feel like that will actually make things worse for Arsenal, looking from the outside in. I don't think they're ready yet. I think the way that they set up against the big teams, I don't think it's not going to work whatsoever against the smaller teams. And I think that's going to be their downfall. I see them getting a lot of points from the big teams, like Liverpool, City, United, the top 6 essentially. I see them getting a lot of points. But when it comes to the rest of the league, I don't know if they'll accumulate that many points, relatively speaking. Obviously, accumulate more because there's more teams, but I think that's going to be where they're going to struggle this season. So that's the reason why I've got them down at 6th. 5th, Tottenham Hotspur. I know Spurs didn't do that well last season, but I know Pochettino, even though I do prefer Pochettino over Mourinho, I think they have obviously improved under Mourinho. Mourinho's now finally got his first full transfer window. They've already brought in Højbjerg. I don't know if they've brought anybody else in, but I'm assuming they're going to bring in some other players. Obviously, Harry Kane is back fit as well, which is going to be huge for them because he was doing well until the injury. And I think if he was fit, he would have definitely been the top goal scorer. And I do predict him to actually probably be the top goal scorer this season. Maybe Mohamed Salah, but it's a toss-up between them two, in my opinion, for this season. Their attack is brilliant. If they can get Dele Alli to the form that he was before, it could be very interesting for Spurs, and I do see them winning the trophy this season. I'll tell you later down in the line what trophy I think they're going to win with Mourinho at the realm. He always wins a trophy there, so I think that's also going to inspire a bit of confidence into the Spurs team for, you know, the coming season. So, but anyway, I think they're just going to miss out on top 4, and I've got them down at 5th. 4th, Manchester United. Now, I was a bit unsure. I'm not going to lie to you. For me, it was between Spurs and Manchester United for top 4. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for them. I think the main reason why I've put them instead is because Spurs in the Europa League, and I think they have more reason. Even though United have gone a little while without winning a trophy, I think Spurs need it more, and I think they're going to start prioritizing the cup competitions a bit more this season, because I think they need a trophy under the belt, whilst United are going to try and go as far as possible in the Champions League and try and secure top 4. So that is my main reason. I think Donny van der Beek's a good signing as well. I still think if they get Reguilon or Alex Telles down the line, and obviously with Jadon Sancho, that's going to easily secure them into top 4. It's going to be interesting to see how the midfield plays out though, because I play Van der Beek, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. There's no balance, it's just vibes. United have been quite exciting since lockdown. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they play next season, but I've got them down in 4th. 3rd, Chelsea. Yeah, I know. Roman Abramovich he's got out his wallet, spent the money, and yeah, they're still going to be finishing in the same position as they did last season. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are going to be saying, oh yeah, Chelsea spent this amount of money and they're most likely going to win the league. They've won the transfer window. They've done this, but then, in my opinion, they're not going to win the league. I'm happy to be wrong, but I don't think they're going to win the league. Reason being, they still have like a few problems here and there. I think midfield. I personally think they should get rid of Conte and maybe bring in somebody newer. My personal opinion, I might be wrong there. I think defensively, obviously Thiago Silva was a great signing. I think they should have kept Malang Sarr. Obviously, they let him go out on loan. Kai Havertz is a brilliant acquisition. So is Ziyech. So is Chilwell is a good transfer. I don't think it's a brilliant transfer. I think it's a good one. But I do think they overpaid for him. I think they could have got a better left back there. But again, they addressed the problem. Marcus Alonso doesn't really play well in the back 4. So again, good. And Emerson, the least we talk about him, the better. And then obviously Timo Werner, a player that I wanted at Liverpool. He's going to be a great player. The only issue that I do have with this Chelsea team is that, especially in attack, even though on paper their attack seems very, very, very good. It's going to be interesting to see how they play. I feel like what formation they're going to play, and also, logically it's 4-2-3-1, but who's going to be playing in the centre? Maybe Kai Havertz. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to play next season. And obviously they've got Christian Pulisic as well. It's going to be very interesting how they're going to play next season. But I'm going there for 3rd. Maybe if they had a different manager, I may have put them maybe ahead of, maybe 2nd, but I wouldn't put them, or maybe for the league, I'm not too sure. 2nd. Right, before we do, feel free to leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and also leave a comment on who do you think is going to, your predictions for the league. Just put your relegations and top 6. Let's just do that in order as well. And then we'll do the other cup competitions and the other leagues as well. But 2nd is Manchester City. I know, biased Liverpool fan here. I know, biased Liverpool fan. All of this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he's only saying it because it's his team. Partially true, but there's somewhat of a reason to it. First reason, even though Liverpool have looked very shaky since the turn of the year, especially since like February or so, since the Champions League started coming around, I think we've had a 46% win rate, which isn't good. I've got to have faith in my team, first of all. Second of all, I still don't think City are... I'm not scared of them. And I'm happy to be wrong. I'm just, at the moment, I'm not scared of them. I'm just not. I think City still, even if they sign Koulibaly, they've got 10 billion left-sided centre-backs and barely any right-sided centre-backs. They still haven't sorted out their left-back problem. Maybe if they go to a back 3, that might help. Obviously, Leroy Sané left. They brought in Nathan Ake, and they've also brought in, obviously, Ferran Torres to replace him, which is a good signing. Obviously, they're not getting Messi now, after the whole fiasco. So that's somewhat swayed my decision. I still think there's a lot of holes in that team. I think, particularly in defence, and, Rodri's been good. And, obviously, Fernandinho's getting older as well. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, if City make a few more signings, which I do suspect them to. I don't know exactly who. Obviously, Koulibaly probably being one of them. But again, I don't know. For some reason, I think Koulibaly's, for some stupid reason, I think he's not actually going to do that well in the Premier League. Call me crazy, but that's what I think. First, yep, Liverpool. There's not really much reason to it. I think Liverpool, I know they've been a little bit shaky of late, but I think the new season they're going to try and retain the title. And fingers crossed, toes crossed, we can bring in a few transfers. I think if we bring in Thiago, obviously we brought in Sikimas. I think he's got COVID-19 now, actually, speaking of that. But we get Sikimas in, we've got a good replay cover for Robertson, we've got Nico Williams on the right as well, cover for Trent. We bring in Thiago, that's a great transfer. Hopefully Naby Keita starts playing a bit more. We've got Fabinho, Henderson to come back from injury as well. We've got midfield, we're quite stacked. I'm just hoping that we get another, replacement attacker. We've obviously got Shaqiri, Origi. We've got Harvey Elliott, Ryan Brewster, but I think if we get another attacker in the ranks, I think that will definitely help us towards, for the season. So I'm going to predict us to win the league, Jurgen Klopp to retain the title, doing what he did at Dortmund. But yeah, let's get into the other leagues and cups. So the League Cup, I am going to go with Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, I'm going with Spurs. I think Spurs, again, as I said before, I think they're going to be prioritising the cup competitions. And again, the cup competitions, it's a lottery. So the FA Cup, screw it. Let's go Liverpool. Liverpool finally to win an FA Cup under Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp has been really bad at the FA Cup. He doesn't really give two damns about it. And that's the only thing domestically. He hasn't really done that much with the FA Cup. So I'm going to predict him to win it. Most likely, without my biased hat on, I'll probably say Man City or Arsenal. But I'm going to go Liverpool. Europa League. Again, it's the Mourinho factor. I don't know why, but I feel like Spurs might do something, in Europa League. I'm going with Spurs. Obviously, they're not going to miss out on the top. They're missing out on top four from my predictions. And, Mourinho's most likely going to prioritise the Europa League and the other cup competitions. So again, I'm going to go with Spurs, and also it's going to lift the hoodoo after they've won the League Cup. From my predictions, they're going to have confidence. They think they can win anything, and they're going to win the Europa League. That's my prediction. I think England's going to rule the world now after. And then Champions League, I'm going with Liverpool. I know I'm biased as hell. Yep, I know I'm biased as hell. But screw it, innit? Last season, if it wasn't really for Adrian, we would be in that Champions League final, in my opinion. But hopefully, as long as Adrian isn't in goal for the knockout stages, we should be fine. To be honest, Champions League is a difficult one to predict anyway. So if Liverpool win it, it's okay. And if not, you guys are going to see me as a biased Liverpool fan. So it is what it is. Now, La Liga, I'm going with Real Madrid. Reason being, Barcelona is an absolute shambles. Atleti, more or less the same in shambles. So Real Madrid are going to win it again. Bundesliga, I'm going with Bayern Munich. Because they're the current European champions, current Bundesliga champions. They're unstoppable at the moment. They've also got Leroy Sané. There would also be my prediction again for the Champions League, but no team really wins it back to back unless you're Real Madrid. The Serie A, now this is my wild one. This is my wild card here. I don't like the guy. Disclaimer. Do not like this manager. Antonio Conte is going to win La Liga, not Liga, Serie A. Don't ask me why. I don't know. There's something about Antonio Conte, There's something about him. I just feel like they're going to win it. I don't know why. I just feel Lautaro Martinez looks like he's going to stay. Lukaku's obviously there. They've got a good midfield. And obviously, Juventus have got a new manager in Andrea Pirlo, who is, he had a 1 week of under 21 coaching under his belt. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does. Then the Farmers League, Ligue 1 again. Sorry if I offended anyone. I'm going to say, you guys already know, it's PSG. They win it every year. Monaco are trash. I think Montpellier won it before. Lyon, nothing. So yeah, I'm going with that. That is my prediction. As I said, feel free to leave your predictions down there in the comment section below. Leave a like on the video. That would be much appreciated. Also subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I'll be posting videos like this quite frequently. Liverpool post-match reactions are going to be coming very soon because guess what? Premier League's coming back. I also, with your predictions, leave a comment on how excited from 1 to 10 you are with seeing the Premier League and just football in general coming back. International breaks do not count. Shoot. But yeah, it is the end of the video. It's your boy ojaysam here. Stay safe. Premier League is coming back, baby, and I hope you guys have a very nice day. See ya.